but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
You finally finished your man cave in the basement. Brand new furniture, huge TV, and all of your collector's items. You're ready for football season. You are so excited until one bad rain and it is all ruined. Don't risk a flooded basement and countless dollars in damages when it can be avoided. Call John Henry's today for a free sump pump estimate for your home.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone again, and with me on the line, Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, I know how proud you and everyone at the dealership are to earn the prestigious Honda President's Award year after year, 17 times. Tell our listeners what it means to you and your customers.
Thanks, Charlie. Yeah, all of us are extremely proud to have earned this award, and I want all of our customers to know it's not just earned by one person's efforts. It's the entire dealership. Sales, parts, and our amazing service department.
17 times. Wow. How does that compare to other Honda dealers?
This award is only given to the most elite dealerships that demonstrate excellence. We really do strive to go above and beyond for the ultimate customer experience before and after the sale, Charlie.
That's why for 2022, Honda of Lincoln is once again Nebraska's #1 volume Honda dealer. Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, mostly sunny skies and north breeze will provide some cooler temperatures this afternoon. We'll see a high of around 76. Night clear skies with a low of around 53. Tomorrow we'll see more sunshine, a little bit more warmth forecast. Tomorrow we'll see an afternoon high of around 83. I'm meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is 93.7 The Ticket.
Look at Detroit. Look at Detroit. And the captain now.
Three-time national champion Vershawn Jackson.
Touchdown. Vershawn Jackson, number 34, gets the touchdown. Terrell Farley, defending Terrell Farley, who last week in his first start was a holy terror. Number 43.
And Jake Bakovic.
I've talked to a few cats. They said that Bach got some game, man.
Coming at you live from the Coppel Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Powered by Bauer. Here he is, Vershawn Jackson.
Yes. The Ticket. 93.7 on the black shirt, Terrell Farley, and I'm with Bach. We have no captain this week either. It's just Bach in the black shirt, and we got some good news for you on Monday. We got plenty of news. We got NFL news. We got Husker news. Oh, man, it's just so much to go through today.
Not all good news, though. Some of it a little worrisome, I suppose. But
that's all right. We're going to make it sound good.
Yeah. We can turn it around.
We're going to make it do what it do. So with that, Bach, go ahead and start it off, Bach. Do what you do.
All right, yeah, let's start the show today with the press conference on Saturday from Matt Rule. Of course, a few notable things coming out of that press conference. Reminder, though, today they did have practice. They're currently probably still practicing right now. Practice started at 8:30, and we will hear afterwards from a few of the coaches. Coach Satterfield, of course, the offensive coordinator, will speak. Good timing. And also Coach McGuire, the wide receiver coach, will speak. Good timing for that. It'll be interesting because of what we learned on Saturday. Primarily, the biggest news coming out of that was Matt Rule with this news.
And then on a personnel note, Xavier Betts has left the team. Came to me and just said, "Hey, Coach, I'm just my heart's not in it." So, very, very, very proud of Xavier for what he's done as a person. Getting eligible. I think he intends to stay in school and work to graduate. So obviously, as I told him, disappointed in the timing. But what we ask people to do is hard. If their heart's not in it, we certainly understand. So proud of the growth he's made and wish him the best. He's a guy that I love and care about, and I hope he finds what he's looking for.
So there you have it. Xavier Betts, thought by many probably to be the wide receiver with the most upside for this team. Showed that when he was able to play at Nebraska, mostly with some end rounds and such in the 2021 season. Of course, red-shirted last year as he sat out, left the team, brought back under the new coaching staff, put in a lot of work in the classroom to become eligible, did so. And then just found out through this camp that he kind of back to the feelings he probably had before when he decided that he's not really into football that much. So again, not really a whole lot without him saying anything to expand upon. It's just kind of frustrating. And Matt Rule said kind of with the timing a little bit frustrating. And so one way or the other, the best wishes to Xavier Betts in what he wants to do, but gonna hurt Nebraska obviously.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say. I'm not gonna say once a quitter, always a quitter, because it is probably something wrong with this young man. It's a lot of pressure to be a D1 athlete, especially to be the number one player to come out of the state of Nebraska. His heart's not in it. You can't force his heart to be in it. It's something that you have to play with. Great timing, because you still got enough time to get somebody ready, or some younger guys prepped up on what it takes to get ready to play. I just wish the young man luck in life, period, because life is hard in general. You never know what he goes through. It could be psychological, it could be mental. Things like that. You don't want to dog the young man out. I mean, we could sit here and say many as bad things as we can, but I'm not going to take that route today, because we don't know what's wrong with this young man, what type of stuff he's going through in life. It could be mental, it could be physical. You just don't want to be that reason why something happens to this kid. And like I said, I wish him luck. I wish him the best. Things don't work out like people want them in life. It's a lot of things that people go through that we don't understand as football fans. But I just don't want to sit here and dog this young man out, because he did a lot to come back. He did more than anybody else that I probably know that can get 21 credits in a semester.
Mm-hmm.
But if he could put that towards his studies now and do like he said he wanted to do, graduate, that's a goal. His goal is no more football. If he chooses to go somewhere else and play, good luck to you. But from his standpoint, he just want to go to class and get a degree.
Yeah, and he's a psychology major, at least listed as that on his bio on the website. Coach Rule saying that he believes he wants to stay in school. So that's all good news. And like you said, if your heart's just not in it, then it's tough to do. I mean, that you're talking about waking up, and they have practice at different times, but waking up early in the morning after being beat up through how many days of fall camp, and if you just don't have it in you to want to get up and do it, how much do you want to kind of drag the team along with that? I mean, say he doesn't show up for a practice because he's tired. And then, so, I mean, this thing could have just kind of went to a point where you really relied on him, and then he disappoints you before, it gets to that. He kind of just wants to say, this probably isn't for me. And you wonder too, what are the motivations for him getting back into it? Because that is what is a little bit interesting, is this coaching staff did give him another chance here. And you wonder if the motivation for him to get back into it wasn't so much, at this point, obviously a love for football or maybe kind of what that brings, but maybe outside pressure, outside, people telling him you threw your life away, you need to go back there on the football field or whatever. And so trying to get right. And again, to take all those college credits and all that, maybe you kind of feel like too, like that was what he was going for. Is like the goal was to get eligible. And then once he did that, then once he, finally got there, it's kind of realizing, what did I do this for? I still don't like being here, playing football or whatever. So, again, it's sad because he is a guy that even on the division, again, as a freshman, 20 catches for 286 yards, 3 carries for 109 yards and a touchdown. But you could tell with his speed and just kind of athleticism, his build, he stands out even amongst Division I football players. Like it's like, yeah, he's a D1 athlete, but yeah, even then he stands out a little bit above, athleticism wise as some of those guys. And that's why I thought he had the most upside. Like if you were going to have somebody really break out from the wide receiver position, I thought it was going to be him. So I think you kind of lose your game breaker. You obviously don't have Trey Palmer. We saw him in the NFL this past weekend. Big part to what they did last year, big part of their offense, taking the top off the defense, and maybe they brought some speed in from the freshman class through that. Maybe there's somebody else here, but again, I just thought this guy had a big potential for this offense. Now you just have to kind of tweak how you're going to attack a little bit.
Well, first of all, I think the young man burnt himself out early. Going to school so much and trying to get these credits out. That happens to people. Like you do something for so long, you burn the love away from it. That's like from playing from 7 years old all the way up to high school. That's 13 years. I mean, it's just a lot of football you go through. Your body get beats up from little league, not even little league, but just you come from little league, go to junior high, go to high school. By the time you get to college, you don't feel that same energy that you had. Knowing he's the number one player out of Nebraska. He didn't. I don't know, man. You got to sit down and talk to this young man just to see his side of the story. We just can't go with Coach Rule say because he did walk up to coach, and that takes a man to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Especially during practice or after practice, however he did it. But it takes a man to walk away for something that you love, that sport that gave you this opportunity. Not saying he's done with it for good, but for right now, he's done. Now you got to get the guys to step up. You got guys in there like Billy Kemp, PJ Flick. That guy got to step up. He was out of shape last week. Hopefully he's ready. Now you got freshmen but most of all, you got guys like Barron Miles Jr., who needs to crack the lineup, get in the depth chart, and catch some balls. But now you got the freshmen that you got to not really rely on, but you didn't want to play them this early. So now you got Malachi you got to go to. You got the Dawes kid. You got some guys with speed, but are they ready yet? We don't know that. Are they mature enough to play this year? We don't know that. I mean, you could throw them out there, be a decoy or something, but if you really want to solve this problem, you just got to go with the upper guys and go with the guys you got. This is a good chance for ICG now to step up.
Yeah.
Claim his flame and get back in the grace for people because, he left the team last year. He hit the transfer portal for a minute, but he come back. We got to let bygones be bygones and try to let these kids play without the mouth, without the backlash that they're receiving from people. We knew he was going to quit. We don't know what's going on with this young man. So I'm not going to sit here and bash him like I usually probably would do. But, it's a point where you got to support these kids and really see what's going on in their heads right now because, this kid did a lot, man. If you take 21 credits,
yeah,
what I'm saying, in one semester, come on, man. That's like graduate. You're trying to graduate. You're trying to do something, But like I'm saying, 21 credits in a semester. I only took 16. You can only get below 12. You can't go below 12.
I don't think so. Yeah.
But he did a lot. God bless him. I hope he gets everything he wants in life. But football is not on his mind anymore, and we can't sit there and make a kid play if he don't want to play.
Yeah, and it's interesting too because you think about his loyalty to Nebraska throughout all this is through two coaching staffs, basically three, but the three head coaches, two coaching staffs, trying to. I thought it was a bit of a surprise that he came back with this Husker Matt Rule team. I thought maybe they're kind of a fresh place, new place. Maybe he could get back out there on the football field. So the fact that he came back to the Huskers, we were all kind of rejoiced. And then, maybe just one way or the other, I feel like football's not his thing. Maybe if there's somewhere out there that would allow him not to practice as much, maybe not to make it as much of a thing and just show up on game days, he could still use his athleticism. But obviously you'd be talking about special player treatment there. And that's a whole nother thing. You don't necessarily want to go down, obviously, as the Huskers, but I don't know if any program will, or or even if that's in his interest. Maybe, like you said, he's just done with football. Hopefully, can find some way to use that athleticism, because that is some God-given athleticism. But either way, best of luck to him. And Nebraska has to move on, like you said. Coach Rule talked a little bit about some of the wide receivers that need to step up now with Betts off the roster.
You guys have to step up. Really, at the end of the day, the receivers is probably the area that we have the most question marks about. This obviously leads to another question. We're out there today. We don't have Marcus. We don't have Isaiah. So it's a chance for some of the young guys, right? And, talent-wise, I'd say Jaden Doss, Josh Fleeks, and Malachi are all able to play. It takes a lot to be able to play as a freshman, and they have to make a decision. They're going to put the time in to really learn. So we have guys who can make plays. A lot of guys, we have enough guys to win with, but someone's going to have to step up from that young group to help us out.
But it's kind of interesting there. You mentioned Josh Fleeks, who's not one of the younger guys, as senior. I don't know if he was trying to say another name there, but you mentioned it earlier. Jaden Doss is a name that people are going to be looking forward to, and obviously Malachi Coleman. They've got some other guys there with a lot of speed. Again, that can kind of hit the field. But I would listen to what the coach is saying and say probably as freshmen, Jaden Doss and Malachi Coleman are probably your best bets early to see some action. But he also, went on to say, it takes a lot. Everybody wants to play as a freshman, but it takes a lot to kind of get there. So they're halfway through midway through fall camp. Probably going to need to see some strides for those guys to get some time. Otherwise, maybe they do, maybe they don't. But I also mentioned some walk-ons like Ty Hahn and Alex Bullock as guys that have stepped up as well. So again, once you get to this, you're at this point either way. We knew this before the Xavier Betts news. This just makes it even more significant, where Nebraska's wide receiver unit's going to, once you try, it has a few guys, but then once you get a little bit deeper, it's freshmen and walk-ons. So definitely talk about a need to step up. It's not an ideal situation.
Well, we're not going to put him in a situation as Megatron when he was a freshman at Georgia Tech, Kevin Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
But we want you to do the little things. We want you to block. Learn how to block. Learn how to carry out a block. Learn how to run your route crisp. Learn break when you need to break. Learn the quarterback. You got to learn the quarterback. Jeff Sims, these guys need to get with Jeff Sims out to practice a lot. Catch balls, run routes. Pay attention in the meeting room. Take your book, get you some pencils, take notes, because, now you're in a point where you can play 4 games and still get redshirted. So you don't want to play 4 games and get redshirted. If you're going to play 4 games, you might as well get some catches, learn. They give you the opportunity to play early now, which Coach Rule emphasized that he probably didn't want them to really play. But, Josh Fleeks got to step up. We mentioned him earlier, coming to camp out of shape. Been in the Baylor system for years with Coach Rule and I guess Coach McGuire. But, it's an opportunity for Jaden Doss to step up. Guy with speed, come from Texas, didn't he?
Jaden Doss?
Yeah, I think he's from Texas.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, but
or Missouri. Yeah.
It's just an opportunity for these kids to play early, to get a good grasp of the offense. We're not asking you to step in and be the man. We're asking you to step in and contribute. Contributed is running down for kickoff, returning punts, returning kickoffs. You usually don't want a freshman back there, but if it happens, it happens. You got to do something to help this team, to move this team forward.
Well, and remember, Billy Kemp was voted to get a single-digit number. He'll be wearing number 1. Big-time receiver. Not big time as far as stature, because he's not very big, 5'9", 180 pounds, but put up a lot of numbers at Virginia. So you feel kind of good with him. Marcus Washington, we saw him, the number 2 receiver last year, been dealing with a hand injury. That's why, again, he wasn't at practice there. And then IGC, who Coach Rule mentioned wasn't at practice, actually graduating. So congratulations to IGC. He also talked a little bit about IGC, Isaiah Garcia Castaneda, and what he might need to do to step up.
Oh yeah, he's a dependable guy who can make plays for us. He's a guy that we're counting on. He's one of those guys to me that when you're drawing up plays, you draw up plays for him. Like, he can go make this play, go make that play. So I think he's a playmaker for us. I think you saw that early in the year last year. So he's someone we'll be counting on.
And you heard it there. One of those guys that you draw up plays for him. And again, I think that's where you're starting to get kind of limited. You might have some depth and some bodies you can throw out at wide receiver, but you want to say, hey, 3rd and 7, that's perfect for this route and this guy. We want to put the ball in his hands. We'll put the game in his hands. I don't know how many of those guys that they have. IGC sounds like at least one of them, and so that's kind of where at least to me you kind of go, okay, Billy Kemp, IGC, Marcus Washington, even throw Joshua Fleets in there, who's had to put up a little bit of numbers there at Baylor. At least guys that have been in those situations, and so I expect those guys to be probably the top 4 in this rotation.
Yeah, the thing about Garcia is that he needs to come in with a clean slate. If he's not the number 1 receiver, we can't take the things on Twitter like we did last year. He got to stay focused, leave his dad out the conversation of football, because we'll let bygones be bygones, like I said.
Yeah.
But if he's that type of kid that can do the thing, we did see him last year when we watched the Northwestern game. He had 5 catches, over 100 yards. Did fumble. Same thing as Oklahoma, he fumbled. So we don't know if the coach took him out of rotation about that, but you can't fault a coach who's coached NFL guys to realize that that the kid didn't play to his potential probably last year. I know he wanted to be number 1, but when we say number 1, we think of Trey Palmer. So he should have, he could have stayed and and won the coach's grace back by being a strong number 2, being a strong number 3. It's more than just one receiver out there catching balls. So we got to get that through his head, that it's more than one. If the quarterback don't make the throw to you, somebody else open. Can't be a selfish player. Not calling him a selfish player, but we can't have that debate like we had last year. Now, on the football side of things, this might be the deep threat we meet. We seen him last year. Like I said, we seen him against Northwestern. We didn't see him against the other teams, though. Now we got to see how he goes against Minnesota in week 1, because I think Minnesota is a way good task for him, better than Northwestern was last year. Now you keep that momentum going. Now you go to Colorado and you do it. And if you keep applying yourself and making yourself better week after week after week, then you turn into that number 1. We're not going to get a true number 1 right now off the season. Even Billy Kemp with all the catches he got, we don't know who's, Marcus Washington was here last year. Great catches at the end of the year. He was a solid, good, if you need that catch, 3rd down, Marcus Washington was that person when Trey Palmer was hurt some last year. So just think of the things that that you can do to help this team out.
Yeah. I mean, and too, even amongst that top group, I think there's you feel good about running them all out there. But if you think about like who's got the surest hands, you're gonna kind of have to go through these things. And obviously they'll have a better idea of that as they're going through camp. You mentioned the drops, the fumbles, and stuff like that. Probably tracking those, and then so if it's coming up on a 3rd down early on in the season, Colorado, Minnesota, who you want that drive to rely on and who you want to throw to if you're drawing up a play, that, or you kind of see what Jeff Sims chooses out there, because as just an outsider, as trying to decide now who's going to lead this team in receiving, like I still would lead toward Kemp's, but I wouldn't be surprised by IGC. And I wouldn't be surprised by Washington. I mean, it could be a solid group. And when you talk about a number 1, it could be a solid group that, somebody does end up with the most yards and somebody does end up with the most receptions, but it's kind of a game to game thing. Who's got the best mismatch? Who's on that day? You might not have a true number 1, just kind of who's got the better, like I said, who's just kind of having the better day,
better matchup, better day. I talked to Marcus Washington dad over the weekend. Me and him, we talk a lot, and that kid, we just, he's banged up right now, and he got banged up again at practice earlier this week after he got the cast off. But this young man, he's big and physical. We need to find a way with Jeff Sims to find a good matchup for him, and to have things like that. And then when he create matchups like that, that let guys like Billy Kemp go through. That makes IGC. I think Billy Kemp is more of a slant runner, more of the quick passes and get them one-on-ones and things like that. But ICG probably is going to be the real number 1 threat. Not a number 1 threat, but he's, his teams don't watch him. He'll be able to get open early.
Yeah, we'll see how it plays out. It'll be fun. It's not too long from now. It seems like August is a very long month. I mean, it's 31 days.
No, it's a chilly.
Yeah, and it doesn't even feel like August, so it's just kind of weird. But we're sitting here waiting for a Thursday, which also is going to be weird to open up football season.
This Thursday?
Not this Thursday, not next Thursday. The Thursday after that.
No problem. No captain, no problem. Park in the black shirt. We'll be right back.
You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GELandscapeSupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
You finally finished your man cave in the basement. Brand new furniture, huge TV, and all of your collector's items. You're ready for football season. You were so excited until one bad rain and it is all ruined. Don't risk a flooded basement and countless dollars in damages when it can be avoided. Call John Henry's today for a free sump pump estimate for your home.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
If your car has sent you to the sidelines, Eustace Body Shop can help. With gold-class certified technicians, OEM parts, and free loaner cars, Eustace Body Shop is your best choice this Husker season. And with 6 locations across central and eastern Nebraska, we've got you covered, whether you're rooting at home or you're headed to Memorial Stadium. Get a free online quote at EustaceBodyShop.com, and let's get you back in the game.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Great Diesel and Equipment Services is hiring and seeking motivated applicants. Gray offers a second-to-none benefit package that includes health, dental, vision, 401k, paid vacation, and paid holidays. They offer great pay and tuition reimbursement or a tool purchase program for qualified candidates. It's a fun, friendly team with lots of variety and work assignments, so there's something for everybody. View and apply for their job openings today at grayusa.com. Visit them in person just off I-80 and North 56th Street. Come be a part of the Gray difference. When you think of places with tons of great beer selections and amazing food menu in Omaha, the conversation should start and end with Bearschen Beer Garden in Benson. With more than 30 beers on tap, including several German options, you're sure to find something you like. And don't forget their Nashville hot chicken sandwich or any of their delicious hamburgers. Start off with the warm house-made pretzels and you're on to a great day at Bearschen Beer Garden in the heart of Benson in Omaha.
It's less than 1 month until the Guardians of Freedom Air Show comes to Lincoln's Air Park on August 26th and 27th. The show can't happen without the efforts of volunteers, and they need your help. This is a great opportunity to raise money for civic clubs, student organizations, club sports, and others who want to be close to the high-flying action. For more details on how to volunteer at the Guardians of Freedom Air Show, visit LincolnAirShow.com.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934. 8934. HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Doren. God bless you.
H&H Roofing, established in 2015, is proud to serve the local area, which includes the tri-state area in Nebraska, Iowa, and South Dakota. H&H Roofing has a professional team that are licensed and bonded, GAF Master Certified Installers, and an insurance-preferred contractor that will work directly with your insurance company. Also a leading roofer, siding, and gutter specialist. H&H Roofing will service all residential, commercial, and agricultural needs. Go to HandHroofs.com for more information or call 402-359-2546.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Back with Vershawn Jackson, powered by Bauer on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to The Ticket, 93.7 on the black shirt, and I'm with Bob.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you say it this time, Bob.
That's all
I
right.
got you. Now, Bob, when you think of the most entertaining players that probably ever played football, I got a list of 10 of them.
Most entertaining.
The most entertaining,
Hmm.
most exciting.
Yeah.
Now, I got 10 of them. I'm going to read this list to you.
Okay.
Now, I want you to say me yay or nay.
Hmm.
But I like it.
Is this NFL or college?
This is college.
Oh, okay.
College.
Yeah.
This is college. This is most exciting, probably 2000 and up. So, or a little bit of. I'm gonna read you number 9, Peter Warrick.
Peter Warrick, that's an interesting one. I didn't expect to see that. His son's now playing for Florida State.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Transferred.
Yeah, just transferred there.
Yeah.
Peter Warrick was it was great with Chris Winkie back in the late 90s. They won that championship in 99 over Michael Vick, who I'm sure is on this list as well. I mean I could put that in there.
All right. Number 9. Cam Newton.
Cam Newton, absolutely. Magical year 2010.
Yeah.
Maybe one of the best years ever. I mean, Joe Burrow would have an argument there, but as far as like statistically putting up some crazy numbers, Cam in 2010. Yeah.
I don't know about this one. Number 8, Braxton Miller.
Braxton Miller, okay. I mean, he moved to wide receiver and altogether pretty exciting. Yeah, to watch. Yeah, I could see it. Spin move, that circle move he put on Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
People remember that one.
Number 7, Michael Vick.
Absolutely. Surprised he's not number 1.
Yeah, I'm
but,
surprised he's not. I think it's more than just quarterbacks, but Caleb Williams, number 6.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
This guy.
He was really exciting at Oklahoma and put in and would do some special stuff. Seemed to just have it more organized at Oklahoma. I'm excited to see him again. Could be your second time, 2-time Heisman Trophy winner. We'll see if he can get it. I don't know if I'd put him ahead of Michael Vick though.
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar
5.
Jackson, absolutely. Yes. I remember even during his tenure, like Louisville was on a Thursday or Friday night because they played often just getting those windows. And it's like, it doesn't matter who they're playing. You want to see what Lamar Jackson's up to.
Yeah. 4, Saquon Barkley.
I've always thought Saquon's a little bit overrated. Just looking at his numbers, like he'd have some good runs. Don't get me wrong. I just thought he's a little overhyped. I wouldn't put him that high.
Oh man, I think this guy right here is just too high right here. Now number 3, Tavon Austin.
Tavon Austin, okay. Well, those West Virginia teams, I mean, I'd probably go with a Pat White or a Steve Slayton, but Tavon Austin was pretty exciting too. Yeah.
All right.
I like the list. I just don't know about the order.
Yeah, the order. Johnny Manziel.
Oh yeah. Did you watch the Netflix documentary yet?
I haven't yet, but I heard if the NCAA watch it, he'll be in trouble.
Yeah, pretty much.
I know I've seen some parts where they say he had some people taking drug tests for him and stuff like that. I mean, why put yourself out there like that? I mean, I'm not money hungry where I got to make a show called Terrell Farley as a Husker.
Yeah.
It's with all the bad things that's happening, and now you're just putting yourself in a deeper hole. Did he win the Heisman?
Yep.
I would want to take it away if
Yeah, they might
how
want
would you
to.
feel if the Heisman guys felt like, hey man, you did all this, and then you go on TV and you say we don't want to be associated with you.
Yeah, he would. I mean, they talked about how he would, kind of found ways around signing signatures. And when he got in trouble and apologized and all that, they still went and signed more signatures. He talked about how a backup, like you were kind of saying, quarterback was doing his P test for him. So,
All right, Bach, not enough. I want to
Yeah.
watch it. I'm going to watch it.
It's great. It's great.
I'm going to watch it today, but I'm going to fall asleep to it.
Yeah.
I'm going to rewatch it again probably this weekend.
I'll ask you by Thursday.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
but this weekend?
Yeah, ask me about ask me again
Yeah.
Thursday, because I might try to watch it. I might try to watch it today, go to sleep, watch it again tonight later on.
Yeah.
But,
The good thing is it's only an hour long. I was worried.
Oh, okay.
I was like,
I
I have
can
to
make it
go
like
through
that.
like 2.5 hours. No.
because they got this number one show on Netflix. I fell asleep watching that, but I want to see it again. It was a woman double agent.
Oh.
I forgot her name of it, but it's a
Yeah, I don't know.
good movie on Netflix. And then they cloned Tyrone. I did watch that.
That's right. I haven't seen that yet.
With Jamie Foxx, and that was kind of crazy. I think I fell asleep on that.
Yeah.
But I got my cable, so I got my internet.
You're back. You're back.
I'm back.
Happy.
But let's talk about the number one player. Then we'll talk about.
All right.
the,
Did we do number 2? Or that was Johnny?
Yeah, we're gonna do number one, but we're gonna talk about Call of Duty on 75-inch TV.
Oh, yeah. All right.
But number one, the man, the myth, the legend, Reggie Bush.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It almost has to go number 1.
Yeah, Reggie Bush.
Yeah.
Would you put?
No, hold on now. Where's Vince Young?
No,
Young's
Vince
not
Young.
even on
That's
the
what I
list.
was gonna say.
Yeah.
I think we could take Braxton Miller out.
Yeah, absolutely.
For Vince Young.
Yeah.
And we could take Trayvon Austin out.
Yeah.
For Tommy Frazier.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how far, like you said, those names all go back to like mid 90s. So yeah, a little bit further back, you could put Tommy Frazier in there. Baker Mayfield was exciting enough
You could
to
put
watch.
Adrian Peterson in there.
Yeah, he was especially as a freshman was fun to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of names you could put in there. I thought that was a pretty good list. I'd rearrange it and take a few names out, but I suppose that's the point of list, right? But Reggie Bush absolutely would be number 1. I'm just surprised because I'd put Vince Young.
00103 says Tebow.
Yeah, you could put him up there. Again, part of it depends on your fandom. I think if you're kind of taking fandom out of it, it's like, then your most exciting player watch maybe is less exciting. I just think like just in general, like Lamar Jackson was a name. I don't care who he's playing for or what color he's wearing. I'll turn it on just to see if he could do something spectacular. I'd put him near the top of that list.
Somebody said, what? No Barry Sanders, no Johnny Rogers. See, you got to understand that these young kids these days, they don't know who Barry Sanders is or Johnny Rogers.
Yeah.
I can ask my son who Emmitt Smith was. He probably don't even know. But he knows the best character on Call of Duty because that's what he does.
Yeah.
Even in Madden, I don't think they know how to play Madden.
Mm.
Some kids do.
Yeah. Well,
but
yeah.
I got a story to tell you about. I got a phone call this weekend. It was my significant other little son who's playing at Southwest as a freshman.
Oh, okay.
He FaceTimed me. He said, hey, Terrell, what are you doing? I said, I'm playing my game. You interrupted me. He said, hey, I got something to show you. He showed me. I said, man, you trying to make me cry? His jersey number is number 43.
Oh, man, that is awesome.
So that's probably one of the best calls I got this weekend.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And he talked about it, but I didn't know if he was going to go through with it.
Yeah.
My first words came out of my mouth, your dad's going to kill you.
Yeah, that might be.
So, but yeah.
That's awesome.
That was awesome. That was awesome. But,
Yeah.
It was.
What's he playing? Linebacker, DN?
Yeah, he's playing wheel linebacker.
Oh, linebacker.
I think I'm about to
Nice.
get back in the backyard and teach him some stuff.
Yeah, he knows a little
trying
bit
to teach
much
him a
about
little
it.
swim move and a little, his little right stance he got. Just never, as a linebacker, never lay your hands on your thighs.
Mm.
It shows a sign of you're tired.
Yeah.
So your hands always got to be in the air.
Okay.
If you put your hands on your thighs like this, that means you're tired.
Yeah.
Teams pick up on that and they
run right at you.
Yeah. They say the college version of Tim Tebow was fun to watch.
Yeah, no, Tim Tebow would definitely be one of those names. I mean, you're talking about one of the greatest players of all time. You know,
What about
the
not
jump
Bo
pass and stuff.
Jackson?
Yeah, Bo Jackson would definitely be on
Yeah.
that list.
Herschel Walker.
Oh yeah.
Who else? We had some exciting.
That's what's kind of sad. Like, and then we like, what's exciting mean? Like
Ricky Williams.
If you couldn't expect, like Brian Bosworth, you didn't really know what to expect from like him.
Yeah. It was this. I seen a video today, and this guy, he really talked about how teams were scared of the 80s Miami.
Oh yeah.
And I said, you know, people were like, well, that ain't what Alabama in 92 said. That ain't what Nebraska said. I said, shoot, Turner Gill almost beat them in the bowl game when they do the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, when you do the afraid thing, that's always kind of weird because I don't think teams, like there are going to be some teams that know they can't quite match up with your speed or something like that. But like, if you're, I just don't know how many teams would actually go into a football game afraid of their opponent. That's not what playing football is all about. That's like you don't really have what it takes to play football if you're going to be afraid of your opponent, regardless of what's going to happen. I mean, I get the sentiment, but I don't know. I don't feel like that's probably a fair representation of almost anybody that played anybody. Like the 95 Huskers, we know are one of the best, and you know, I know teams if you know, and we've done interviews before where kind of opposing players knew. Probably would, you know, maybe beat this team 1 out of 100. Hopefully today's the day or whatever. But I still don't think you go out there like, I don't want to play today. These guys are scary.
Yeah, that's how it goes sometimes.
But we better take a break. We are up against it, and we've got plenty more college football to talk throughout the day. And we do again. I would like to remind people. Post-practice interviews today. Hopefully, we'll hear from Coach Satterfield and Coach McGuire on an interesting day, of course, to kind of figure out what their plans are moving forward without Xavier Betts. We'll bring back more of that, also some more of what was going on, what was said from Matt Rule on Saturday, and plenty more coming up here on The Captain here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's myself, Bach, and the black shirt, the All-American, the national champ. We'll be back after this.
Proud to be voted Best Vape Shop.
Generation V
Is thrilled to announce our newest location is now open at 27th and Superior.
Generation V.
Explore the largest selection of vape, Delta 8, Kratom, all your favorite brands of disposables, e-liquid, and premium THCA flower.
Generation V.
We'll guide you through our extensive collection to help you find the perfect fit.
Generation V.
With locations in Lincoln, Omaha, Seward, York, Kearney, and Beatrice. Visit our newest store now open at 27th and Superior in Lincoln. GenerationV.com. E-cigs contain nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
When you think of places with tons of great beer selections and amazing food menu in Omaha, the conversation should start and end with Bearschen Beer Garden in Benson. With more than 30 beers on tap, including several German options, you're sure to find something you like. And don't forget their Nashville hot chicken sandwich or any of their delicious hamburgers. Start off with the warm house-made pretzels and you're on to a great day at Bearschen Beer Garden in the heart of Benson in Omaha.
Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Smoked meats, amazing sides. The only problem when they fix you a plate is that at some point, that plate will be empty. But hear me out. What if that plate was never empty? That dream can be your reality with the Mary Ellen's Express Lunch Buffet. From 11 to 2 every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and even Saturday. One price, all you can eat, and it even comes with a drink. Tell your boss you're taking a long lunch and get down there. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul at 29th and Pine Lake. Let them fix you a plate.
Getting experience to jumpstart a meaningful career can be difficult, and education can cost a fortune. Luckily, AmeriCorps can be the solution. With AmeriCorps, you'll earn a stipend and education award while helping people. Plus, you'll gain professional skills and make connections to help you build your career. If you're ready to start a career you can be proud of, visit serve.nebraska.gov/service to find a program for you. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. Whether it's for my home or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest, quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
This is Bud Seinhorst, President and CEO of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association. Join us every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket for the LIBA Business Hour, as we discuss local business and highlight those who are thriving in the Lincoln area. It's the LIBA Business Hour, Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and Bob just wanted to say thank you for a record-setting July here at Koppel. The summer sales event continues in August, and the incentives are crazy good. Check this out. We got 0.9% financing along with a $2,500 trade-in rebate on select new models. You heard right. 0.9% financing has been extended along with a trade-in rebate. Also, our GM-certified used inventory is filling up fast, so make that money-saving drive to Koppel. It's just south of the interstate, or shop online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with roof credit.
It's less than 1 month until the Guardians of Freedom Air Show comes to Lincoln's Air Park on August 26th and 27th. The show can't happen without the efforts of volunteers, and they need your help. This is a great opportunity to raise money for civic clubs, student organizations, club sports, and others who want to be close to the high-flying action. For more details on how to volunteer at the Guardians of Freedom Air Show, visit LincolnAirShow.com.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful. I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back. Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
If your car has sent you to the sidelines, Eustace Body Shop can help. With gold-class certified technicians, OEM parts, and free loaner cars, Eustace Body Shop is your best choice this Husker season. And with 6 locations across central and eastern Nebraska, we've got you covered, whether you're rooting at home or you're headed to Memorial Stadium. Get a free online quote at EustaceBodyShop.com, and let's get you back in the game.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, mostly sunny skies and north breeze with rising cool temperatures this afternoon. We'll see a high of around 76. Night, clear skies with a low of around 53. Tomorrow we'll see more sunshine, a little bit more warmth forecast. Tomorrow we'll see an afternoon high of around 83. Meteorologist Kyle Puck, 93.7 The Ticket, and theticketfm.com.
Back with Vershawn Jackson, powered by Bauer, on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to the Ticket 93.7 on the Black Shirt Terrell Farley, and I'm with Buck, and we are powered by Bauer.
Infrastructure.
Bauer.
Underground.
Brett. Excavating. Shout out to the guys out in Bauer out there working hard today. Kind of feel good today. I think the high is like 79 today.
Yeah. I don't complain too much about all this rain. It's better
The only
than
thing I'm worried about is like, especially with football, because these guys haven't had a hot camp.
Yeah.
yet. So, you know, they need to get out in that hot sun, and, you know, because when you go to Minnesota in August, at the end of August, you might catch that 90 degree.
Yeah.
Now, you might go to Colorado and it's 11 o'clock game and it might be 95 degrees. So, you know, that, I mean, you got to practice in this stuff because You don't want people getting cramps or things like that. But it's just that's it. I mean, what we got? What else we got, Bob?
Yeah, there's a few more things going on. About 8 minutes away from the AP Top 25 poll being released, so we'll see that. It's I think at 11 o'clock. We'll see that. I know it's at some point today. Also, 3 former Northwestern baseball staff members had filed a lawsuit this morning against the school, according to Adam Rittenberg. So the mess continues at Northwestern within the baseball program, within the football program. But man, is that a tough spot to be in as the
They need to
athletic
just
director?
shut down all these sports at Northwestern
Pretty
right quick
much.
until they figure this thing out. Because now you go from was it girls softball too, or just baseball and football?
I know it's baseball and football. I'm not sure if it's any other leading anywhere else.
Well, that's terrible.
Yeah, it's so that's something that they kind of have to watch on. Again, we're waiting for some post-practice interviews today from some assistant coaches, but we can jump back into what Coach Matt Rule was saying if you missed it on Saturday. So we talked about the wide receiver room. I think we can kind of move on past that. We've been also talking about whether Arik Gilbert will get a waiver. Still haven't heard anything. Here is what Matt Rule had to say about that. He was asked some follow-up questions. He didn't really want to say too much, as you know, you can't say too much about these situations. But here is what Matt Rule had to say about Arik Gilbert.
I'm just gonna be really disappointed if he doesn't get it. It's the most deserving young man of that. If he doesn't get it, they shouldn't even have the waiver. The NCAA should not even have the waiver if he doesn't get it. But there's a lot of parties involved. There's a lot of entities out there that don't always have people's best interest at heart. But Arik deserves 100%, in my opinion, my humble opinion. The great thing about me now, I've been through so much. I don't care. I'll say what I think. He absolutely, if he doesn't get it, they should not have this waiver.
So there you go. Matt Rule pretty strongly letting his feelings know about Arik Gilbert. Still haven't heard back. And then again, I think you didn't, was kind of asked to expand upon that. I don't think you want to say anything that makes them go, well, now we're not going to give it to you or something like that. So it's just kind of interesting. This thing still lingers at this point in the season. Once again, about 3 weeks away from a game. And you don't know whether you're going to have a tight end there. Again, I'm fascinated to see kind of how they've been dealing with that. How does that kind of change in the amount of reps he gets? Are you planning full go like you're going to have him? You probably shouldn't be. But it sounds like they really want to get him on board, and certainly they do. I mean, you talk about the with Xavier Betts leaving and the options at wide receiver being limited, tight end could be a bigger factor than we might think coming into the season.
Yeah, but NCAA is 2-0 already against guys that tried to transfer to be close home to their ill parents.
Yeah.
And one from Florida State, ineligible. The one from North Carolina, ineligible.
Yeah.
So, I think the NCAA is really getting strict about this transfer policy. And the reason I say this about Eric Gilbert, because this is his third one.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know the circumstances of how he's gonna apply, probably medical wise, or I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a clue. I don't what's going on with this young man, but I can tell you the NCAA is really cracking down on these things this year. They already started off on a good note for them. Not saying for the players, because a player, if they transfer to be closer to their loved ones, then I think that's probably a good reason for them to stay eligible. But like I said, the NCAA is cracking down, and I think Matt Rule is making that plea right now. And we have seen a governor write letters or call the NCAA right now for certain players. But that's I'm saying this because I believe that's good for the NCAA to stop making it so easy for these kids to get out of scholarships. And like I said, this is his third school, so the rule is you both sit out a year. So if he plays, he plays. If not, the next man up.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, it would sound great to have Arik Gilbert on, but I just don't know if it makes a whole lot of sense. Like he said, maybe it's because he's a nice guy or whatever that he deserves it. But as far as like actual putting down a reason, I don't know. Sometimes if your coach leaves and you leave in a certain amount of time, there are situations that you can get it done, but I don't feel great about it. I don't think anybody probably feels great about it at this point. Maybe we'll be surprised, but actually, I think I would lean toward preparing the season without him probably.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best thing to do right now. I mean, you could just let them get a couple of work. I mean, at least run with the 2s or 3s, just just to stay healthy and stay in shape or not get rusty a little bit. But at the point what you're two right now, if you're opening up with game week, Minnesota this week, you want the two guys who you think going to be available. And that's what's his name, Fedoni and the other guy.
Yeah,
Borkacher. So you gotta stick with what you got and try to get a third guy in there to get him some reps in, because we don't know if this guy's gonna be available or not.
Yeah, and I'm interested. I think it is going to be worth noting throughout the year because guys can get banged up at that position. We saw it last year with Vokalek, and they want to run two tight end sets. So you're kind of figuring with Gilbert in play, you kind of know the rotation there. But if Borkacher and Fedone are your top guys, and one of them gets dinged up or whatever, who's kind of that next guy in the rotation? Is it a Jake Applegate, a John Goodwin? We'll kind of see. They've got a few different guys. Ishmael Smith Flores, a freshman, could he jump right in?
Yeah. Now 0099 said crazy because didn't Justin Field have to wait like 3 days to get his waiver approved to play at Ohio State, but Noah Vedra waited for months and months. Okay, the thing with Justin Fields that happened at UGA was some racial things with him and the baseball player, and something that happened. And so they used that as a motivation to get the transfer early because it was something between him and the baseball field.
Now, wasn't he? But he just transferred after his freshman season, right?
Yeah, but I don't think the transfer.
When he allowed a transfer anyway.
Well, I don't think the I don't think it was allowed back then.
Oh, okay.
I thought that not how they got it now.
Huh.
But I'm gonna look that up.
It is interesting though. The NCAA, they try to figure out how and why the NCAA does what they do, and especially in the time period in which they do it, has always been a mystery. You always talk about throwing a dart at a dartboard, and it really doesn't help, that sort of stuff, and not to have everything kind of lined up and what you're going to get out of that organization. It doesn't help in the kind of the future talks of the NCAA, and we can get into that in a little bit, but you're looking at potentially, and it's been talked about for years, a breakaway from the NCAA, maybe from, at least as far as football goes. You could see it. And part of it is just kind of this, like what is sensible, what is not, what sticks to the rules. And that's why, according to their rules, to me, I would think that Eric Gilbert would have to sit out, but
see the thing
since I'm a Husker fan, I say, some say otherwise, but
so the reason why Justin Field was able to transfer because it was some racial stuff that happened with him and a baseball player for his waiver. Fields being targeted of a racial slur from a member of the Bulldogs baseball team during a football game in September. First baseman, I'm not gonna say his name, but he was dismissed later from the baseball team for making the remarks. He tweeted on about him and Field. So it was a racial thing that was able to get the NCAA to grant him to play so early. Now this is not the case with Edward Gilbert. So we got to figure out how we can get this young man on the field, or we're going to figure out how to move on without him.
Yeah. And especially again, if the Gilbert news comes down that you don't have him along with the Xavier Betts thing, then you really better hope that this whole offseason talk of getting that run game going is to fruition, because those are kind of two of your, again, maybe not most proven guys, but higher upside guys.
Yeah.
So we'll kind of see. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, hopefully the AP poll's out, and then maybe we'll hear from some Husker coaches. If not, again, plenty more from Matt Rule from Saturday to kind of sift through. Also, a lot of college football headlines. So we'll do all that coming up next on the next hour of The Captain. Fastest 2 hours in radio on 93.7 The Ticket.
Yeah.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
The sweet relief of air conditioning after a hot day in the summer sun. For only $2.88 a day, LES helps power life's special moments and your comfort. Learn more at les.com/value.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful. I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back.
Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GELandscapeSupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. Whether it's for my home or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest, quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill. Open for lunch and dinner at 10th and P or at 1501 Center Park Road.
Summertime is in full swing, and it's time to get to work on outdoor projects. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams, from treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and TimberTech composite decking. They offer advice from real deck professionals to give you proper guidance to make your project go smoothly. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671. Go online at deckcityne.com or visit their new location just north of 33rd and Cornhusker Highway. Deck City, your local deck experts.
Our Remington Homes has really expanded and taken off in the last 5 years.
Bob Benish of Aspen Builders, talking about their exciting new division, Remington Homes, which makes the home building process easier and more affordable.
The exciting thing about a Remington home is you get to choose your floor plan from predetermined floor plans. You can select your options. We give you a lot of choices. By selecting certain floor plans, they're just easier to build. And you couple that with our great lot selection in all different areas. People do not want to be married to their house payment. They want to get a nice house with nice finishes in a great area for an affordable price. And that's what Remington Homes are all about.
Home building is easier with a Remington home from Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at remingtonlincoln.com. remingtonlincoln.com.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet. O Street Carpet. 1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
The Butchery by Venue is Lincoln's premier specialty grocers. Take the quality of Venue home with you with our hand-cut steaks, handcrafted burgers, and locally sourced offerings. Browse our wide selection of specialty products designed to enhance your dining experiences with cheeses, spices, sauces, and more. We also have an exclusive collection of liquors, whiskeys, and bourbons at prices you're sure to love. Stop in to the Butchery by Venue today, located in our Venue at Home storefront at 70th and Pioneers, just 2 doors down from Venue Restaurant and Lounge.
This is Bud Seinhorst, President and CEO of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association. Join us every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket for the LIBA Business Hour, as we discuss local business and highlight those who are thriving in the Lincoln area. It's the LIBA Business Hour, Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Getting experience to jumpstart a meaningful career can be difficult, and education can cost a fortune. Luckily, AmeriCorps can be the solution. With AmeriCorps, you'll earn a stipend and education award while helping people. Plus, you'll gain professional skills and make connections to help you build your career. If you're ready to start a career you can be proud of, visit serve.nebraska.gov/service to find a program for you. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
This is 93.7 The Ticket.
Look at his short. Look at his short. And the captain.
Three-time national champion Vershawn Jackson.
Touchdown. Vershawn Jackson, number 34, gets the touchdown. Terrell Farley, defending Terrell Farley, who last week in his first start was a holy terror. Number 43.
And Jake Bakovic.
I've talked to a few cats. They said that Bach got some game, man.
Coming at you live from the Coppels Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Powered by Bauer. Here he is, Vershawn Jackson.
That's my signature move.
I like it.
Welcome back to the Ticket 93.7 on the black shirt, Terrell Farley, and I'm with Buck. And yeah, we back. I guess we got the AP poll.
Yeah, top 25's out.
We know how many votes we get, Buck. Did we get any votes? Did we get any votes?
I don't think we got any votes.
Oh man, you want to start from the bottom, or you want to go from the top?
We can go from the top. We don't have to wait. Although the bottom does have a nice surprise for us. But the top 5 is your defending national champions Georgia. Michigan is number 2, who's been to back-to-back playoffs. Number 3, Ohio State, looking for a new quarterback to take over there. Also looking for a new quarterback, number 4, Alabama. And rounding out the top 5, a team that you don't think will finish in the top 10, LSU.
Ooh. Yeah, I don't think so. Still don't.
Yeah, still not buying it.
I'm still not buying it. They might get away with that Florida State game early, but, you know, they still got to play Alabama. They still got the, you know, the Tennessees and the Florida. So, you know, the SEC, you know, they, game in, game out, it's going to be a battle.
Do you like Michigan favored over Ohio State? I mean, they've done it back-to-back years. Ohio State for years has been kind of the team to beat in the Big Ten. Do you think that Michigan's taken that mantle?
Well, it doesn't matter who takes the mantle, because at the end of the day, they both got into the playoffs last year. But the thing is with me that Ohio State did have Georgia beat. You know, I think Ohio State puts a better threat up against Georgia than Michigan would. But, you know, like I said, they won the past 2. I think probably this year, if they find their quarterback early and they get their offense in the flow right, I think this is the year that probably Ohio State can probably defeat them. We never know. A good day in football, you know, who knows?
Yeah, I don't know the exact stat, but I know I always like chuckle kind of looking at the Big Ten quarterback of the year, and they name it the Greasy Breeze quarterback of the year, I think is what it's called. But it's like 8 out of the last 10 years or something like that. I mean, something ridiculous has been an Ohio State quarterback. So as they look for Kyle McCord or whoever's taking over that quarterback spot, they're not going to get a whole lot of preseason buzz, but they probably get some postseason award as the best quarterback in the Big Ten, unless somebody can take that over. And J.J. McCarthy is getting rave reviews, talking about maybe being an NFL-type quarterback. J.J. McCarthy, the Michigan quarterback.
Oh, okay. I thought the other quarterback at Iowa got hurt.
Oh, yeah. Kate
weekend.
McNamara.
Yeah.
They had a little
he
bit
was
of a
from
scare.
Michigan, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Yeah. And that's part of the reason why you might believe J.J. McCarthy is the real deal. And of course, we know that because we already saw him last year take Michigan to the playoffs. But to supplant a quarterback that had taken the team to the playoffs is quite a bit to do. So we'll kind of see what happens there. All right, 6 through 10 goes USC, of course, with Caleb Williams, the defending Heisman Trophy winner. Number 7, Penn State, Big Ten, not to be forgotten. Number 8, Florida State. And number 9, Clemson. So you got a little bit of battle there in the ACC. Number 10, they have a soon-to-be Big Ten member, but current Pac-12 member, Washington at number 10.
Never thought about that one.
Yeah. So, a good list there. Again, not a whole lot going on in the Big Ten except for at number 7, Penn State. Always kind of that third team in the Big Ten, and that'll be a kind of another question. Of course, they had that 1 year with I think it was 2016 with Saquon Barkley. And they rose up and did win the championship. Trace McSorley, an exciting quarterback that I liked watching play there at Penn State. Haven't been able to quite get over the hump against those other 2 Big Ten East juggernauts, Michigan and Ohio State, since then. New quarterback Drew Allar, they have high hopes in him for taking over for their longtime coach, or quarterback that they'd had there for years. So it's kind of a new era there. Nick Singleton, one of the best running backs in the backfield. You think Penn State can jump up there with Michigan and Ohio State, or you think they're still supplanted in that third spot in the Big Ten East?
I don't know. I mean, they have to come out and play, a good game against both teams. Oh man, I'm gonna wait on that one right now. I still think they're the best. They're the third best team in the Big Ten right now. If they can steal a win from Ohio State or Michigan, that puts them at number 2. So they only got to upset one to be number 2. So that's how it goes with that one.
And you might know a lot about them after just 3 weeks, because Penn State opens up with West Virginia, so that's always going to be fun. Delaware should be a win, but then Illinois, they have to travel to Illinois for their third game. So that's a bit of a test there to start them up. And then, as we mentioned, Florida State, kind of the hot team, kind of finishing up last year. Clemson trying to rebound and be the Clemson of old. And then Washington, who made a big jump from last year. Michael Penix juniors talked about their aims this year are national championship. They kind of had their rise year last year. Good story and all that, but now they're going for a national championship. So we'll see kind of what happens with them. All right, 11 through 15. This is the new AP poll, freshly released. Number 11 is Texas, who I think is the overrated team amongst this top group. 8-4 last year, but nevertheless, they get moved up. Number 12, Tennessee, which will be interesting. Joe Milton taking over. Big arm, but had that at Michigan. Never really translated it into a starting level quarterback. We'll see if he can get it done there. Sam Hartman, the former Wake Forest grad, leaving Notre Dame. That's a team to watch out for at 13. Utah in at number 14, back-to-back Pac-12 champions, back-to-back 10-4 seasons. I know DP is pretty high on what Utah can be this year with another year of Cam Reddish. And number 15, you have Oregon, another soon-to-be Big Ten member. But kind of lingering a little bit there in the Pac-12. Washington, the favorite. Utah, kind of the favorites there. But Oregon's still in there. Anything about that group? No Big Ten team represented, obviously, there.
Well, those Pac-12 teams, they don't last long. Like I said, if Utah won it last year with a 10-4, record, then I know USC was 12-2 or 13, whatever it is, 11-2, because they lost twice to Utah. But I'm surprised that Washington's up there that high. If they can turn the table, that'll be good for the Big Ten next year, because they can come in on a high note.
Yeah, the Pac-12, I think you're right. It was kind of loaded at the top with good teams, kind of doing the thing that you usually say about the SEC or the Big Ten, where they're kind of eating each other or beating each other up enough that none of them kind of comes out unscathed. I think you could see another year like that. The Big 12 is fascinating. I don't know, like again, Texas listed at number 11. That's the first Big 12 team in the AP poll. Kind of a similar thing that leads us to our next group here. 16 through 20 goes Kansas State, TCU, who was obviously the runner-up in the national championship game last year. Oregon State at 18. The Big Ten West gets a representative with Wisconsin at 19, and then Oklahoma at number 20. Very interesting group. A lot to talk about there with kind of everybody. Oklahoma, of course, at number 20. Not a great year under Brett Venables, but finished the year in a bowl shootout with Florida State, who's getting a lot of preseason hype. And again, they lost 5 of their games, 1 possession games. So maybe Oklahoma's right back at it. Luke Fickell at number 19 for Wisconsin. A lot of people's Big Ten West favorite. I'm a little bit hesitant on that. They're, again, trying to go away from the Wisconsin blueprint, what's worked for them in the past. Luke Fickell's a good coach if you're going to do that, but they've got to see if they can carry on the defenses that they've been able to carry there at Wisconsin for a long time. And obviously, I mean, TCU, Kansas State, these were rising teams last year. Oregon State, throw them in there as well. People kind of surprised where they finished. And can they repeat what they did last year?
Well, the thing about Wisconsin is that they scare me. They scare me because we haven't heard anything about them all season, off season. I mean, we see their track record. With Luke, we know Luke Fickell's track record. Great coach. We did see him at the Big Ten Media Day. We didn't get a chance to talk to him, but we did talk to the running back. Big kid, great kid, good, got his head on his shoulder. It's just to be interesting to see how they play out for the beginning of the year. Just to watch them, we got to keep watch on them, because them and Iowa are the 2 teams to beat in the Big Ten West. But it'll just be real funny to see how they stack up against everybody else with new coaches.
Yeah, it will. And again, I just think them kind of going away from the blueprint of what's worked for them before could come back to bite them. I always go back to when Gary Anderson tried to do that for about half a season, and Barry Alvarez came down from the athletic department and said, no, we're going to run Wisconsin football. We'll see. Phil Longo, the new offensive coordinator there, that's not his history. Braylon Allen, you do, like you said, a big back. You still kind of have the Wisconsin blueprint there if they need to go back to it. So they might. Let's go to the last, rounding out the top 25. Always an interesting group. I always like who they included in the final top 25 of the AP poll. Number 21, Drake May and North Carolina. Could be the top pick in the draft. We will see. Number 22, Quayshawn Judkins and Ole Miss. He's was a stellar freshman running back last year among the list of All-Americans entering the preseason. Number 23, Texas A&M. They don't belong. I don't know what that's all about. There's always going to be expectations for them. I do not know where the preseason expectation for them is finished in the top 25. I just don't see it. Whatever. Number 24, you have Tulane, who, of course, the defending Rose Bowl champs, beat USC. So they're kind of get their group of five love there at the end to make sure you include one team. And number 25, Nebraska. Oh, no, not Nebraska. It actually turns out it was Iowa who gets the top 25 vote. Like you mentioned, a little bit of a scare this weekend as in scrimmage, Cade McNamara went down. I kind of was counting that in my kind of looking over that in my Twitter all weekend, because that could be a huge adjustment to what they're doing there. It's kind of funny too. Their quarterback from the previous years, and now I'm blanking on his name, but he obviously wasn't very good. Now is on the coaching staff. He has a year of eligibility left, but he decided just to kind of move on. So yeah, maybe that's an option down the line if Cade McNamara isn't available.
Well, it doesn't say Twitter on my phone anymore. It says X. So,
that's right. It is X now.
So I don't know.
It's still Twitter.com.
I was wondering why these notifications on this X that I was like, hold on, did somebody download something to my phone? Because this X keep showing up, and I finally hit it. I said, "Oh, Twitter must have did this. I didn't know they was changing their name." So, but yeah, the good thing about Iowa being in the top 25 that we beat them last year, so we can have that bragging right till we play them again, and I just think at the end of the day we should be able to beat them again this year.
Yeah, Spencer Petras is the name that I was thinking of. There's so many names that I know. I just, I blank on them once in a while. So a little bit embarrassing, but I did remember his name at the end. And yeah, I mean, again, that Iowa victory, it's so interesting to me because it was by far the best victory of the Frost / Mickey Joseph era. And obviously happening with Frost out the door altogether. But hopefully just lets this team know that they can compete. I mean, they knew it all along, right? It was this within that locker room, just couldn't finish the games, right? Just had trouble. They were always fighting and punching up and playing good opponents right down to the final quarters or whatever, or the final minutes of the fourth quarter, and couldn't get the win. To finally get that win against Iowa, I hope has done wonders for the confidence in that locker room. And we'll see. I mean, I think Iowa again, though Wisconsin's favored higher in the AP poll and favored by many to win the Big Ten West this year, I still have Iowa as my pick, as long as Cade McNamara is healthy and can get back out there. But they have an easier schedule. Surprise, Iowa with the soft schedule from the Big Ten. That usually is the case, and a reason why they're in the Big Ten West race. But I think that they will be the team to beat this year, and maybe comes down to Black Friday again.
Well, I think Wisconsin right now. They got Wisconsin. Hey, I'm going with Wisconsin.
You're sticking with Wisconsin.
Yep, going to be real good football picking this year. I think I'm gonna come out on top. I'm expected to have a 10-game lead on y'all, Bach, by the middle of the season. Watch, I'm gonna have a 10-game lead.
We'll see. Well, we'll see. You picked against Georgia last year. You gotta be careful if you pick against Georgia. Rashawn won't forget it.
Well, I didn't really pick it. Yeah, I did.
You picked against him once.
Yeah,
and you never forgot about it.
Yeah, but he picks against Nebraska every week, so it doesn't matter.
All right, let's take a quick break here on the captain. Just went through the AP poll top 25. We do have audio, I think, coming in of Coach Satterfield speaking, of Coach McGuire speaking after practice today. So we'll run a little bit through that. Coming up next year on the captain on 93.7 The Ticket.
Ironhide Construction has an immediate opening for an administrative assistant in their Lincoln office. The ideal candidate will have experience performing a variety of general office, administrative, and clerical duties. If you have excellent communication, interpersonal, and organizational skills, and are the type of person who enjoys keeping track of all the fine details, then this job is for you. Learn more online at ironhideconstruction.com/careers. Ironhide Construction. Quality buildings and genuine service at a reasonable price.
Nutrition Authority invites you to save 35 to 75% off at our back-to-school blowout. We're taking our better-than-internet prices and cutting them even deeper, bringing you the biggest sale of the season. Monday, August 14th through 19th, the back-to-school blowout is on at Nutrition Authority. For location information, check us out at mynutritionauthority.com.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club, or space club, and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? No, forget that. How about a margarita club? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge and join the best club in town. 10 flavors of margarita, like Maui Wowie, burnt pineapple, and mango tango. Try all 10 of them and receive your own souvenir margarita glass. Make it your new Monday night tradition. $4 margaritas and $4 taco baskets. Grab the crew and head on over. Monday nights or any night. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
H&H Roofing, established in 2015, is proud to serve the local area, which includes the tri-state area in Nebraska, Iowa, and South Dakota. H&H Roofing has a professional team that are licensed and bonded, GAF Master Certified Installers, and an insurance-preferred contractor that will work directly with your insurance company. Also a leading roofer, siding, and gutter specialist. H&H Roofing will service all residential, commercial, and agricultural needs. Go to HandHroofs.com for more information or call 402-359-2546.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday, and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GELandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Our Remington Homes has really expanded and taken off in the last 5 years.
Bob Benish of Aspen Builders, talking about their exciting new division, Remington Homes, which makes the home building process easier and more affordable.
The exciting thing about a Remington home is you get to choose your floor plan from predetermined floor plans. You can select your options. We give you a lot of choices. By selecting certain floor plans, they're just easier to build. And you couple that with our great lot selection in all different areas. People do not want to be married to their house payment. They want to get a nice house with nice finishes in a great area for an affordable price. And that's what Remington Homes are all about.
Home building is easier with a Remington home from Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at remingtonlincoln.com. remingtonlincoln.com.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. It doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Load up on meat and more this summer at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's specials through August 15th are $2 off packaged grass-fed, grass-finished New York strip with limit of 2 per visit. And don't forget to check out their Friday feast this week and every week. Plus, big news, they have 2 new locations now open at 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
You're counting on your team to win, so why not prove it? By placing your bets at Warhorse Sportsbook, their win is your win. Put your money where your mouth is on nearly every sporting event. Use the Warhorse app to check odds and build your bets before placing your wagers in person at Warhorse Casino, including live in-game betting. No bets, no glory. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
The Butchery by Venue is Lincoln's premier specialty grocers. Take the quality of Venue home with you with our hand-cut steaks, handcrafted burgers, and locally sourced offerings. Browse our wide selection of specialty products designed to enhance your dining experiences with cheeses, spices, sauces, and more. We also have an exclusive collection of liquors, whiskeys, and bourbons at prices you're sure to love. Stop in to the Butchery by Venue today, located in our Venue at Home storefront at 70th and Pioneers, just 2 doors down from Venue Restaurant and Lounge.
Back with Vershawn Jackson, powered by Bauer, on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
2, 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 1, and 2,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Go box, 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 go box. Woo! All right, Bob, turn that.
All right.
I ain't got no energy.
We don't need to do too much.
Yeah, I don't got no energy like the captain. do. I got to save my energy for Call of Duty later.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Well, I did get my internet over the weekend.
Yeah,
on
that's
Friday.
good.
Took him a long time. I actually fell asleep on the floor waiting for him because he kept coming in and out of the house. So I had to protect him from my killer dog. So, but he after about 2 hours, he finally got it correct. And I didn't play it straight out the bat. I was kind of tired, so I laid down. But the game was fast. After missing 12 days on Call of Duty, the game was a little
fell
fast.
behind.
And I fell behind, and now I got to get me some more guns so I can speed it up. And, played with my son yesterday for a little while, and I had to adjust my color on my TV because at first it was too dark, but I still sit right up in front of the TV. 75-inch TV, I still sit dead in the middle in front. So I need to scoot back a little bit and stuff like that. But I didn't even watch football this weekend. I glanced at a couple of games. I think it was, I don't know who was it, the Saints and somebody was playing.
Yeah,
that
two
was
preseason games this week.
Yeah, well, they replay all day. So
Yeah.
I do catch a little bit of that. I probably can go to sleep off one of them today. So, but yeah, it was a good weekend.
Yeah, that's good to hear. We know we've been following along. If you've been listening to the captain, you've been following along his cable struggles. So it's good to finally get that updated. Marcus Satterfield was at the podium earlier today, as well as Coach McGuire, I believe, is wrapping it up now. But we do have some of the Satterfield audio, and obviously a big news week, kind of all together from Saturday with Xavier Betts, of course, leaving the team. So I'm sure that was addressed. So let's look into some of these quotes here from Coach Satterfield. This is not necessarily in the order in which he answered them. This is just kind of what jumps off the page to me as I am hearing them for the first time, by the way. And so we'll just kind of react. And we talked about Eric Gilbert earlier, if he's available and how much could he change things. So this is the kind of the questions for Satterfield about Eric Gilbert.
For the positive, I mean, he's a special talent, and but all we can do is just get the guys ready that we know are going to be there. And he's unbelievable. Comes in every day, tries to learn, practices hard, and he brings his positive to the offense as well.
So there you go. You hear what their kind of view on him. He said, get the guys ready that they know are going to be there, but very, very complimentary of Eric Gilbert if they could get him in the room. All right, this is again Coach Satterfield at the podium for today. What were the main concerns coming out of Saturday's scrimmage? If you didn't know, Nebraska did have a scrimmage on Saturday. I think they're allowed 2 by the NCAA, so they'll do another one, I believe, either this Thursday. I think it's this Thursday, or Saturday, and then they will do another one. Not another one. They'll do like a pre-game kind of run.
I got to see if I got an invite for one of those.
Yeah, maybe you should get one of those. But here was the main concern coming out of Saturday's scrimmage from Coach Satterfield.
The operation. We got in the stadium. Those young kids got in the stadium for the first time. Just get in the stadium, a play clock, real officials, getting plays on and off the field, get personnel groupings on and off the field. At times early on, we struggled with that in the scrimmage, but they calmed down and they kept chopping away. I told them, it's easy just to kind of lock up right there and not be able to perform, but they got better as the scrimmage went on and made some plays later.
So there you have it. Similar kind of thoughts from what we heard from Coach Rule about kind of adjusting to having it all there. And so you hope to not see that. I mean, the penalties like that can absolutely hurt a team, especially getting behind the sticks. I mean, you think about a couple of years ago, I remember Nebraska's offense, I think it was 2020. Really, I mean, if they got a penalty or something that kind of put them behind the sticks, they were basically doomed. Hopefully, Nebraska has a chance to overcome that. But again, with what we're seeing evolve in this offseason going into this year, the type of offense they have is going to be better suited to get some manageable yards on first down and have a manageable third down because they hope to be running behind that line. And so we know from the years of even Nebraska's option offense, if you remember back in those days, it's important to stay on that schedule because third and longs could doom you. Hopefully that doesn't happen for Nebraska this year, and if that's the offense they have, hopefully they have some answers for it. All right, Coach Satterfield here. Thoughts on the depth of the wide receiver room? Of course, this is interesting after Xavier Bett's departure.
We definitely need to build some depth in that room. We got guys coming back off some injuries that'll help us. I think it's a great opportunity. It's a great opportunity for us to see what these young kids can do. We got some young wideouts that are very talented and explosive, and they're going to get a chance. If they prove it in practice, they can do it. They can do it in games. So they're going to get a chance early to show what they can do.
So there you have it. Coach Satterfield pointing to the young guys, and it is good. Sometimes you can look at it as, you need depth and all this, but as far as the opportunity for those young guys, a lot of guys want to commit to a place where they can play right away. And it can kind of be a wake-up call once you get to camp and see you're not all of a sudden better than everybody else like you were in high school. But for a lot of those guys, it'll be time to see if they can step up. You spoke specifically quickly about Jaden Doss.
Yeah, I mean, just his physical, his physical traits, athletic traits, speed and everything, his power, gives him a chance to do some things early on.
So he'll be one of the wide receivers that people are looking for. Also in that wide receiver room, just thoughts on Garrett McGuire, of course, the new young wide receiver coach and how he's handled the room so far.
I mean, he doesn't flinch. He's like, everybody that Coach Rule puts in the staff, like, we're not going to flinch. We're just going to say what's next and move on. All we can control is what we can control. So, we just woke up the next morning, went to work, found our guys, started, coaching them and develop them. And I think Garrett's done a really nice job of doing that. It hasn't changed anything that we do day to day and how we coach these guys.
Of course, there will be a magnifying glass on Coach McGuire now after, already was because of his age and all that. But, after Bett's departure, we'll see how that wide receiver room can continue to get better. As Coach Matt Rule said, it was one of the rooms with the biggest questions already. So that's kind of interesting. Of course, a lot of people want to know about the quarterback. So let's hear it from the offensive coordinator. How would he evaluate Sims' performance?
Steady. I mean, was it his best day? It wasn't his best day, but it was far from his worst day. And, the way Jeff does it, just goes about each day and just wakes up, has a strategy, attacks it, and gets better, tries to get better every single day. So he came back, yesterday, he got in the film room, had good meetings. He's becoming such a leader on our offense, just from not just, do what he does, but just a vocal leader as well. So come out today, had a, attack today. So he's in a good spot.
That's the starting quarterback there. How about the backup quarterback competition?
It's cool with them. I mean, our quarterback room's really, the meetings and stuff have been great. They compete every single day. Each one of them have different skill sets and different traits that they bring to the table. So, you can game plan things and you can have plays ready for them to be able to attack a defense, maximizing what they do and what they do best. So we're not ready to really name a number 2 guy right now, but, we feel that both of them could go into a game and help us win.
That's interesting because I think that is a question that a lot of people have kind of had. And he said, both of them can go in there and help them win. Of course, Nebraska had struggled with the backup quarterbacks getting into the game last year and finding a way to carve out a win. At this point, you have any way that you would lean between Harburg and Purdy? Obviously, it's still battling it out on the field for the coaching staff.
With who now?
Harburg and Purdy, the backup quarterbacks.
Harburg. I seen Purdy play last year. He has to do a dramatic turnaround for me to get him. I know they both have different styles. I know Harburg is more of a rushing quarterback, but you don't want to go in there and flip-flopping quarterbacks and don't let one of them get a groove. So we kind of figured that last year, what happened when what was his name?
Casey Thompson.
Yeah, I forgot Casey Thompson's name already, man.
That's all right. He's gone.
Jeff Sims. Yeah. But we seen what the deal when Casey went down last year that really hurt us down the stretch from winning games. And We just need to figure out who's going to be number 2 and get that guy as many reps as he needs and just keep him ready in case Jeff Sims had something happen to him. Not saying it will, but, we just need to keep, you always want to get that backup just as many snaps as that starter does in practice.
Yeah. Especially, I mean, again, I think that will be one of the concerns is in Sammy Kuhn wrote a pretty good article about like how much do you run Jeff Sims? How much can he be part of the attack if you don't believe in much as your backup quarterback? Well, he didn't add that as much, but just kind of the hits and the injuries that it takes. But to me, that is adding to the factor. If you have a significant drop off to your number 2 quarterback, to the point like it was last year, you're probably going to run Jeff Sims, even though you can run Jeff Sims even more limited. And Matt Rule's already said they're going to limit that to kind of third downs when you need the pickup, red zone. So I'm kind of interested to see how many like play calls they go that kind of go against that, because at certain times you will, and maybe catch the other offense off, the defense, opposing defense off guard. But it sounds like Jeff Sims designed running plays are going to be few and far between. So we'll kind of see kind of how that looks. Centerfield also asks, are there still a lot of playing time decisions that need to be made on the offensive side here about 2.5 weeks before game day?
I think, the running backs are competing every day. The wideouts are competing every day. The tight ends are competing every day. I think there's a healthy competition amongst our offense that's going to allow us to, iron sharpen iron, get better every single day. So we're not ready to sit here and give you a final depth chart, but, there's still a lot of competition out there for some spots.
That's interesting too, because on the defensive side, they've talked about waves that they're going to be throwing in there, and wanting to get 17 to 20 guys already or whatever for the defensive side of the ball. On the offense, there's a little bit less of that. There's usually not a whole lot of rotating offensive linemen because you want to kind of get them on a groove. Now, Nebraska would do that at times if you don't have, if you still have a battle, maybe you have a guard battle kind of going on and switching here and there with possession to possession. But on the offensive side of the ball, it's really the skill positions that are switching here and there, and then personnel depending on if you want a fullback or a tight end or another wide receiver out on the field. A lot of rotation at wide receiver, but I wonder, just kind of how many guys that they feel really comfortable with throwing out there on offense. So we'll kind of see. It says the battle for playing time is still kind of trending from day to day. Let's look at how pleased he is with the running back room. He did mention that a little bit.
Pleased with it. I mean, they're hard runners. Again, just kind of like the backup quarterbacks. I mean, those guys can do a little bit of everything. You got a guy that can run option routes, get the ball on the perimeter, breakaway speeds. You got guys that will run through your face. You got some guys that shifty within the line of scrimmage, can run through arm tackles. So we have 3 or 4 guys that are playing really well right now. I'm very pleased with the room.
Yeah, it's interesting, too, because Emmett Johnson was brought up. Just now thinking of this. Matt Rule brought up Emmett Johnson, the freshman running back, while he was talking about wide receivers. And again, I don't know if that's because they just really like the athleticism they see and maybe find out some way to get him on the field. But that is a name, and he mentioned 3 to 4 guys. I think Emmett has to be your 4th guy there. That could play a role this year. And I don't think that, because of the other names in the running back room, and we've already seen all them play, and you're impressed with Ramir and Gabe and Anthony Grant, and so they all factor in for certain. But I think Emmett Johnson could be another guy in that room that's going to get more of a role than you would think.
Well, if he can make up for the loss to A.J. Allen, that'll be great, because A.J., I figured him to be in that rotation, but, sadly, he transferred to University of Miami. But if the coach is giving that guy praise, he can get in. Like I said, there's more room for players like, but players like him to get on special teams. You don't have to really be in there carrying the ball all the time. Sometimes you help out on punt team, punt return, field goal block, kickoff team, kickoff return. It's things like that he can help in and contribute in right away. So it don't have to be necessary in the running back room.
Let's go to this. Satterfield says, was asked who among the freshman receivers is tackling the learning curve the best. There's a few questions. The reporters are trying to pry and figure out which freshman wide receivers are rising up the depth chart. I'll see if he gives us anything.
We're pleased with all of them because, they're freshmen. First of all, this is a whole new ball game. They think that they've been playing football for the last couple of years, and then they get here and it's a total different animal. So they're all, we're very pleased with all of them. But, you look at like Jalen Lloyd and Doss. Those guys have made some plays and been able to go out there and function and, from a physical standpoint and an athletic standpoint, make some plays and on their own.
So Jalen Lloyd and Jaden Doss there singled out Interesting that Malachi Coleman wasn't brought up. Again, maybe reading too much into it because he was brought up by Matt Rule on Saturday. And maybe Doss, I believe so. Lloyd, excuse me, was not mentioned, but they, but Rule mentioned again a senior wide receiver instead. So maybe that was kind of the name he was thinking. So maybe Jalen Lloyd also among the freshmen, fast. He brings speed, and he's the one that does come up from Texas that could factor in. And I think that speed again. There's a lot that goes into playing at the next level and getting out there right away. But you can't teach speed in Nebraska. A lot of these freshman receivers at least have that.
Oh yeah, I mean these three freshmen, they might be the three that play. They all come with different traits. They all are different players. One has speed, one has good route running, and Dawson, and Malachi is a big, tall guy. So we know if we can get him physical and get him ready for the season, these might be three freshmen that we can count on that we can count on for the next 3 years.
Yeah. I don't know if even the modern era of college football, I believe in anybody for 3 years. You hope so, but there's so many changes and so much left and right. But
It's great that these guys are freshmen, though.
Yeah.
So and then you got another group of freshmen coming in next year from wide receivers. So if you can get these two groups, and then not necessarily next year, but a year or two later, that you could have 5-6 rotation. I mean, good receivers here at the University of Nebraska.
Yeah, I'd love to see it. I think down the line, especially with this freshman class, you can envision it to be rather dynamic with that speed that they already have. If they can, kind of adjust to the college speed and everything that goes into playing at that level, it is a future that I think is bright. I just think this year might be, it's kind of that transition year. And that's where you have to rely on a lot of these, the Billy Kemps of the world to just come in and kind of give you that boost. But, if you think about it, Nebraska's kind of been renting their wide receivers anyway. Marcus Washington's somewhat of a rental. Trey Palmer was for a year. Samori Toure, some of their best wide receivers have just kind of popped up. It would be nice to see one or a group like this one kind of organically grown. And then, have that experience of playing for Nebraska and for several years. I mean, Nebraska would like to have some stability there themselves from year to year. All right, a few more quotes that I wanted to get to before we wrap it up with Coach Satterfield. Where has this team come the furthest from spring until now?
I think just a brotherhood and a camaraderie on offense. I think there's a lot of trust with our offensive line. I think there's a lot of trust that's developing with Jeff. I think Jeff's developing a lot of trust with, certain players on the team that he can trust to get open at certain times of the game. So I think just the brotherhood and the camaraderie is just, you see it growing every day, and the guys are making an attempt to make it grow. It's not, they're not fighting it. They're out there trying to, learn other people's names, learn things about families. Like Coach Rule in team meeting stuff at night challenges them, learn to, talk to other people. Don't just sit with the same people all the time. So just the brotherhood, I think, is improving daily.
So there you have it. Nebraska getting closer together as a team. The offseason, they've done a lot this offseason to try to make that the case. So that is good to hear. Also, there are a few more things I wanted to get to. The offensive line. A lot of people wondering about that offensive line. He was asked, what are you seeing in terms of defensive recognition and growth from the offensive line?
I mean, it's like trying to solve a puzzle every snap. I mean, there's different things coming at him. I think Coach Raiola does an unbelievable job of preparation, for practices, just for walkthroughs, just to make sure that we don't have a lot of unblocked players running through the line of scrimmage. So I'm really pleased, especially coming out of the scrimmage with our pass protection up front. I think they did a really nice job of sorting that stuff out. It's not easy, but it's a credit to their hard work. I mean, they're having to do a lot of extra work just to make sure that they can identify where everybody is on that defense.
Well, that's music to my ears. Pass protection has been a problem. Those tackles have kind of been a problem for Nebraska the last couple of years. Terrell, how much, especially with them, I mean, this is year one, so you're really laying down the 3-3-5. You're really trying to get that learned. On the offensive side, will it cause some problems maybe having, faced basically one defense? And yeah, it gives you a lot of looks. But when the install phase, I don't know how much they're running 4-3 or 3-4s to get them ready, the offensive line ready for that on the other side when they play opponents like that. They will for game week. That's partially what you do and what the scout team is for. But do you think that Nebraska, I guess, offense or defense, kind of both sides installing here, playing against one another will kind of limit the the different types of looks that they'll be prepared for going into the year. Specifically, the 3-3-5, the offensive line kind of taking on the 3-3-5 there.
Yeah, it's going to be different from them because they're not going to face a 3-3-5 in the season. So right now you go through it through camp, but you still have to get your blocking down because I would figure, and I would say in one point of the season that they would scrimmage each other ones-on-ones probably once a week. I mean, we did it. So, they will go back to their base defense. And, the offense has to be smart enough to, to still remember the blocks for the 3-3-5, even though you still game planning for another team.
Yeah, interesting stuff. Of course, the Nebraska getting ready for Minnesota here, and I'm sure they'll get ready for game week when that week arrives, or maybe do it 2 weeks ahead since you get a chance.
We'll see.
Yeah.
When we come back on the ticket, I got some news for you. There's no college football. It was a movie. And we're going to talk about it when we come back. The ticket, 93.7.
You're counting on your team to win. So why not prove it? By placing your bets at Warhorse Sportsbook. Their win is your win. Put your money where your mouth is on nearly every sporting event. Use the Warhorse app to check odds and build your bets before placing your wagers in person at Warhorse Casino, including live in-game betting. No bets, no glory. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Ready to upgrade your combine with new technology to make your harvest more efficient, meaning more money in your pocket? The team at Landmark Implement is here to help find the right combine for harvest. Plus, when you purchase a pre-owned combine from Landmark, you are backed by Landmark's extensive parts and service network, along with mobile techs and parts drop-off points to keep you up and running, reducing downtime. View inventory online at landmarkimp.com or stop by your local Landmark to experience the Landmark difference.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet. O Street Carpet. 1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just the professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
If your car has sent you to the sidelines, Eustace Body Shop can help. With Gold Class certified technicians, OEM parts, and free loaner cars, Eustace Body Shop is your best choice this Husker season. And with 6 locations across central and eastern Nebraska, we've got you covered, whether you're rooting at home or you're headed to Memorial Stadium. Get a free online quote at EustaceBodyShop.com and let's get you back in the game.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Load up on meat and more this summer at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Haviland. This week's specials through August 15th are $2 off packaged grass-fed, grass-finished New York strip with limit of 2 per visit. And don't forget to check out their Friday feast this week and every week. Plus, big news, they have 2 new locations now open at 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Smoked meats, amazing sides. The only problem when they fix you a plate is that at some point, that plate will be empty. But hear me out. What if that plate was never empty? That dream can be your reality with the Mary Ellen's Express Lunch Buffet. From 11 to 2 every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and even Saturday. One price, all you can eat, and it even comes with a drink. Tell your boss you're taking a long lunch and get down there. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul at 29th and Pine Lake. Let them fix you a plate.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings. It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, and they've scouted out the best Kawasaki side-by-side deals for you. Score up to $2,500 off the 2023 Kawasaki Teryx and up to $1,000 off Mule Pro FX and FXCs. Whether you want to handle the toughest task in a trusted, tried and true mule or looking to dominate adventure in a Teryx, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered with a large selection of Kawasaki side-by-sides in stock at their new 27th and I-80 location. Hurry in, the clock is running down. Offer valid through 9/30/2023. Subject to change without notice. Offer available on approved purchases of select new unregistered Kawasaki vehicles. Model and year exclusions apply. Cannot be combined with promotional retail financing rates.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
Summertime is in full swing, and it's time to get to work on outdoor projects. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams, from treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and TimberTech composite decking. They offer advice from real deck professionals to give you proper guidance to make your project go smoothly. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671. Go online at deckcityne.com or visit their new location just north of 33rd and Cornhusker Highway. Deck City, your local deck experts.
Back with Vershawn Jackson, powered by Bauer on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to the Ticket 93.7 on the Black Shirt Terrell Farley, and I'm with Bach. Yeah, Bach, we want to thank the people for being with us for the last, 6 days without the captain. You know, I think me and Bach kind of handled our own, but we're going to talk about one story, Bach, then we're going to go out the rest of the day. We're going to read some texts. But I was got a little notification from ESPN that said that the Michael Orr story was a lie, Bach.
Yeah.
That was a good movie.
The Blind Side is a great movie.
Yeah, The Blind Side. It was fake. You know, they lied about everything he says. That,
Yeah,
I'll let Bach read it, catch us up on it.
Yeah, Michael O'Hara has said for years that he doesn't like the movie. Now we're kind of seeing a little bit why. He petitioned a Tennessee court Monday with allegations that a central element of the story was a lie concocted by the family to enrich themselves at his expense. So it's a 14-page petition in Tennessee, and it alleges that the parents who took over O'Hare into their home as a high school student never adopted him. Instead, less than 3 months after O'Hare turned 18, the petition says the couple tricked him into signing a document making them his conservators, which gave them legal authority to make business deals in his name. It further alleges that they used their power as conservators to strike the deal that paid them and their two birth children millions of dollars in royalties from the Oscar-winning film that earned more than $300 million, while O'Hare got nothing for a story that would not have existed without him.
Now, how long did he play in the NFL?
I can look that up. He was pretty good in the NFL for a while.
Now look up his net worth so we make sure this ain't not about money.
Well, either way, it would be kind of frustrating not to get anything out of the deal, and the whole thing is made about him.
Because I think he made good money in the NFL when
I'm
he was
sure
there.
he did, yeah. Anybody that's been playing, plays for a couple of years has. Let's see if I could look up what his salary is. It says around 22 million, around 22 million.
Okay.
That's not bad.
Yeah. But that was a good movie, though. I hate to see that, things like that happen and people say it was a lie, but it was a great movie.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that, it is kind of frustrating that there's a lot of arguments amongst how true it was, but Sandra Bullock still had a heck of a performance there, so we can never take away Sandra Bullock's performance.
Now, A-Rod says, why is Luke Fickell getting so much credit already?
Well, I think because he's a kind of a made man as far as being a coach at this level with Cincinnati, where he brought them. I will say this: he is the one man it was a tough situation, don't get me wrong, but he's the one man that failed to win at Ohio State. They gave him 1 year, he went 500, and they went out and decided to go into greener pastures, obviously, and ultimately winning the national championships under Urban Meyer. But it was the very next year. Like, he went 6-6. The very next year, they went 12-0. So again, and that was him. That was before he had a head coaching job. He's proven it, there at Cincinnati, that he can do it, but it doesn't necessarily translate to success on the football field at Wisconsin. And I still kind of think about that defense. It doesn't matter who they had as the defensive coordinator at Wisconsin, going back to Justin Wilcox now, that they've been top 10, type defenses. And I think that part of that is the going in practice every day against that battering ram of an offensive line in offense, and knowing that they're kind of preparing them for the season, what they see in the Big Ten, and specifically in the Big Ten West. And now you're kind of going away from that. So we'll see. I mean, I expect their defense, despite Luke Fickell being a defensive guy, to fall a little bit because of their emphasis placed on passing the ball around on offense.
Oh, yeah. So that's it, y'all. I can't even read all the texts, man. We got Adam Carricker coming up next, the big man, and I got to get off the line before he beats me up. No, we're black shirts. I'm not an offensive guy. I'm a black shirt with him.
That's right.
But, hey, we thank y'all for rolling with the Bach in the black shirt today. Y'all have a good day, and we'll see y'all tomorrow. Go Big Red.
Go Big Red.
Now down with the action, down with the action. All you gotta do is just come through and kick it. Boy, I guarantee that you'll be loving every minute. It's all about the sports each and every time you visit, and we give.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Proud to be voted Best Vape Shop.
Generation V.
Is thrilled to announce our newest location is now open at 27th and Superior.
Generation V.
Explore the largest selection of vape, Delta 8, Kratom, all your favorite brands of disposables, e-liquid, and premium THCA flower.
Generation V.
We'll guide you through our extensive collection to help you find the perfect fit.
Generation V.
With locations in Lincoln, Omaha, Seward, York, Kearney, and Beatrice. Visit our newest store, now open at 27th and Superior in Lincoln. GenerationV.com. E6 contain nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Lincoln Office. The ideal candidate will have experience performing a variety of general office, administrative, and clerical duties. If you have excellent communication, interpersonal, and organizational skills, and are the type of person who enjoys keeping track of all the fine details, then this job is for you. Learn more online at ironhideconstruction.com/careers. Ironhide Construction. Quality buildings and genuine service at a reasonable price.
Need service on your home air conditioner? No matter what brand you have, just call Bryant, 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
Warning, this ad will use the F word often, so listen at your own risk. Family fun, fun with friends, freedom from fuel, free Yeti cooler, free driveway delivery. Hey, this is Carl from Nebraska Golf Carts and Priced Right Auto, and we have the all-electric Bentelli Fun Carts, and they are a blast. Plenty of fun colors, and these street legal carts come in both 4 and 6 passenger. Tell us you heard us on the ticket and get a free Yeti cooler with your purchase. Hurry, supply is limited. Check them out at 1235 West O in Lincoln or NebraskaGolfCarts.com.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
H&H Roofing, established in 2015, is proud to serve the local area, which includes the tri-state area in Nebraska, Iowa, and South Dakota. H&H Roofing has a professional team that are licensed and bonded, GAF Master Certified Installers, and an insurance contractor that will work